Yo, so I made it back to the yard. It is Friday morning. We're done for today, almost. You see my trailer over there, already on the hook from it. But I gotta vacuum out my tractor, man. It's pretty dirty in here. Not only that, I got hair. You guys probably can't see it on my seats, but I got hair all over my seats, man. And it's not my hair. I don't know how it got there, but it's been there for a minute and I can't stand that. So I grabbed my vac from my house. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's a wet vac and a dry vac. And it actually was a gift, man. I've had it for like 2 years and haven't used it yet. So this will be my first time using it. My wife actually took it out the box a few months ago and used it for something. She had to clean up some water somewhere, but today will be my first time using it, so I'll see how it performs. But yeah, man, I got to get the tractor cleaned up, so that's what we getting ready to do right now, man. So y'all keep it locked. There we go. I'm getting ready to pull right on the side of my car, man. What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. As you can see, I'm out here at the recreation center, just getting a little cardio in, and it feels good, man. I don't pick up a ball too often anymore. It's been a while, but playing ball is some really good cardio, man. You really get some good conditioning out here. So, you know, I wanted to get out here early before all the young guys get out here and start hooping, because I'm not trying to run a game right now, man. I don't want to get hurt. So it's just exercise for me. But I want to get to today's video, man. I personally feel like, and this is just my opinion, man, if you have a minimum of 2 years of truck driving experience, particularly in a tractor trailer or a combination vehicle, with a clean driving record, obviously be able to pass a background check, there's no reason as to why you can't command a minimum of $80,000 a year gross salary, right? I talk about gross salaries on my channel, mainly because when you apply for a job and you see some of these jobs who have, you know, the salaries by the jobs, the number that you see in the job posting is a gross number. All right, so I don't really talk net on my channel because that could be different for everybody, and I've said that in previous videos. So $80,000 minimum is what I believe you can command if you meet those requirements that I just spoke on. Clean driving record, minimum of 2 years driving experience in a combination vehicle. And I really feel like I'm being generous by saying 2 years, because the reality is a lot of drivers make more than that their first year, right? You know, a lot of people end up landing in a pretty good situation coming out the gate as a new CDL driver, and it's very possible, right? You see guys all the time in the comments saying, look, I work for this company and I made, you know, $90,000, or I made $100,000 my first year. And if you get with the right company, man, it's very possible. You see that a lot when it comes to, you know, the touch freight jobs, food service particularly. It's not uncommon to see a driver making $90,000 to $100,000 their first year. But, you know, a lot of people don't want to do touch freight. A lot of people don't want to do food service. So that's just what it is. And I'm not saying food service is the only, you know, job out there that'll pay you that much money, but some of the other jobs where you can make that amount of money, I'm not sure if you could make it your first year, right? Typically, a lot of drivers, unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately, because some people want to go OTR, so let me retract that statement. Typically, a lot of people go OTR their first year to gain driving experience, right? And when you go on OTR, and you know, if you work for one of these mega carriers out there, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to make $80,000 your first year, right? You know, and you know, that's to be expected. So it's not anything unusual about that. So that's why I say, you know, your second year, because that's just the route that a lot of people have to take. Some people can't find a local trucking job right out of CDL school, out of trucking school. So they have to go that route. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of companies want drivers who have over-the-road experience. Some of them even state that in the job posting. Must have over-the-road experience. So I'm not here to say there's anything wrong with going that route. That works for a lot of people. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I say your second year, because your first year, you know, it's probably going to be tough to make that amount of money. Again, when you look at it and you kind of see that a lot of drivers have to go over the road, you just aren't going to make that your first year in most cases. Now, second year, like I said, if you have a good driving record, you have the driving experience, I personally believe you can command that amount of money, minimum. And like I said, I think that's being generous. I think you can make much more than that your second year, but that's pretty much what this video is about, man. And just really, really knowing your worth and knowing your value and knowing all the job opportunities, and knowing all the job opportunities that are out there and available to you for somebody who, you know, meet those requirements. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy to find work, right? Even if you have that experience, you know, 2 or more years driving experience, clean driving record, you know, it's still no guarantee you're gonna find a job immediately. I mean, I was just looking at my comments a few minutes ago, and I seen somebody saying that, you know, they got, I think it was 4 or 5 years driving experience, and they applied for Cisco, I believe it was, and, you know, they said they got denied. And they were just talking about the job market and they couldn't believe they got denied with 5 years of experience. But, you know, and they talked about the job market. And this is something else that I've said in previous videos, man. It's still a very competitive job market. I don't care what anybody says, man. There are a lot of people out there who are very qualified to do a lot of the jobs that they're applying to, and they're just not getting hired. They're just not getting that opportunity. So if you can relate to that, trust me, you're not alone. A lot of people are in that situation. So it kind of makes even more sense when you're looking at leaving a company that you may not be getting, it may not be checking off all your boxes in terms of, you know, how much money you're making, maybe your scheduling may not be something that you necessarily desire. The equipment may not necessarily be up to par in every aspect. The management, you may have some issues. You know, that may be something that you really have to take a hard look at before you decide to switch companies. And really think about whether or not, if that's something that you can really tolerate. Is it that bad to where you can't see yourself staying with that company? If it's to that point, then okay, make a decision and leave the company if you have to. But if it's some, you know, minor things that you probably could say, you know what, I could kind of overlook that because the pros outweigh the cons, you may want to stay put, at least momentarily, man. You know, the grass isn't always green on the other side, and that's just the truth. I'm not saying that to persuade anybody to stay put, especially if you're in a bad situation. You got to make a move. But I always say, man, definitely have a good plan and strategize, man. Be strategic with your moves. Don't just move because somebody say, oh, you can make all this money over here, and then when you get over there, it's like the schedule is so bad for your lifestyle and what you're trying to do. Is like, I probably should have stayed over here where I was at. Yeah, I'm making $10,000 a year less, but I was able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and I was still getting paid good money. It just wasn't more money than I could have made at this other job, at this other opportunity. So you really got to weigh your options, man, when you're talking about switching jobs. Again, I'm not saying switching jobs is bad. It just really has to make sense. At least for me, that's kind of how I look at things. I really try to make the best decision, man, if I'm gonna switch a job, right? If I'm gonna switch a job, I pretty much already know the sacrifices and the things that I'll be giving up to get something else, right? I try to be well informed about an opportunity before I just jump over there and pivot to that other opportunity, right? Because I want to make the best decision possible for me, my family, and my situation. And it's just really got to make sense at the end of the day. So that's pretty much how I look at things, man. Salute to each and every one of you guys that have landed jobs out there recently. Congratulations. And shout out to everybody who's in trucking school right now, getting ready to get into this industry. I personally believe this industry can be very rewarding, and you can really make some good money if you're smart and if you know how to manage your money well too, man. Listen, at the end of the day, man, when it comes to trucking, you don't have to have a job where you're making all the money in the world if you know how to manage the money that you're making. If you have some pretty good money management disciplines, you'll be all right. You'll be all right, man. Don't overextend yourself. When you start making more money than you've made before, just be disciplined. Yeah, it's okay to buy nice things. It's okay to treat yourself every once in a while, but just be disciplined, man. You know, you don't want to put yourself in a position to where you have to rely on working 10 hours overtime every day or whatever the case may be, right? You don't want to put yourself in a corner to where you have to work a certain amount of hours just to take care of your expenses, right? That's a bad position to be in, man, to where you have to go in when you're sick and under the weather because you can't afford to miss a day, not even one day. You don't want to be in that position financially, man. That's not a good place to be in. But that's just my thoughts, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. And look, man, I'm gonna get back, get me a couple more buckets in, and I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. It's early. It is like 6 something, 6:55. So I came out here, I think it was like 6:08 or something like that. So been out here almost an hour, man. So look, man, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. It is Saturday. That's all I got for you guys, man. See y'all on the next one.